So, I run a lot, as you can tell, and part of the nature of that is eventually that injury will come. That's just a natural process in running, and it's so frustrating. You're maybe feeling that right now. I'm definitely feeling that right now. So I just wanted to have a candid chat about that exact thing, really. Dealing with injury, and not just in the physical sense. Actually, what I really want to talk about today is the mental side of injury, because that's the bit that's getting to me at the moment. So I'm Alex. I'm a marathoner and a half marathoner. I love running. I've done it since I was in high school. And I am also made of what's-its, or I'm aware that a lot of my viewers are American, so I guess I'm made of chips. Whatever the point is, I'm not made of very strong stuff, and I pick up injuries quite easily. And so because of that, it's meant that my running history is quite staccato. I'm on and off with my training, and I've actually never had a full year without a sort of serious to semi-serious injury in my way at some point, which is annoying. So I don't feel an expert to talk about the physicality of an injury and to tell you how to heal and those steps. What I do feel somewhat of an expert about now is the mental side of it. So I just wanted to have a candid chat about those mental obstacles when you're getting fit again, when you're injured, and how to still enjoy running and not have that deep FOMO feeling during a training cycle when all of a sudden you pick up an injury and everything has to stop. So let's get into it. And before I get into the main bulk of the video, if you could subscribe, that would be amazing. I'm literally nearly at 100 subscribers, which is unbelievable. I started making videos a month ago, so I did not expect that many people watching. So the main thing that you have to not do is go back too early. It's so simple to say, don't start running too early, but I've done it so many times myself. And you can only learn the hard way that you would rather take 2 extra weeks out than 2 extra months out. It's such an awful feeling to watch an injury get worse. It's just diabolical. It's so bad. I've had injuries which have grown and got worse, and that feeling is as bad as it gets. So you have to be honest with yourself. If you still feel that pain, you have to just remind yourself that you want to run, and the quickest route back might actually be to wait. Another thing that I find really difficult when injured is to not get burned out with running, because you become so frustrated with it that you all of a sudden can't help but start to resent the sport that you can't do. And something that you've enjoyed so much and hopefully got so much joy from is just taken away from you. And so you're like, why am I even wasting so much headspace thinking about not being able to run right now while I'm injured? And I totally get that feeling, and it's really difficult not to get burned out. I think the best thing to do is just allow yourself to take that time off running. And that's a really key thing that I do personally. When I stop running, I take up something else that I can do. And normally that'll be a fitness hobby. So right now I'm really enjoying strength training in the gym. The pains in my lower leg, it's not muscular, so I'm able to do weight training in the gym pretty much normal while taking it slightly easier on leg days. And that has really helped me find focus and exert all that energy that I would have been doing running into something else. And it also helps to give yourself a good base layer for when you come back to running, you know, and you're able to just hit the ground running. God, that, please, I hope, a boo sound effect. I'm not even gonna put it in. I'm just gonna let it happen. I hope they're still booing me right now. I just keep it. Anyway, but it's a super isolating feeling. So finding another hobby, especially if it's a communal one, whether you're fit enough to walk or you're fit enough to do a different kind of gym class, which might help you meet other people or other athletes who may be injured and on a journey to recovery, can be such a fulfilling feeling. You know, I was talking in the gym to a guy the other day who is injured at the moment, and it was nice to hear someone that felt the same struggles as me, and that's what makes me want to talk about it right now. Because if there is other people feeling that mental anguish of an injury, I would love to just be able to chat with you about it. Just literally, I'm happy to go back and forth in the comments, because I think it can be really isolating. And you've got to get your head right when it comes to it. And that is why another really key part of recovery when running for me is meditation. So I meditate and do yoga. My yoga mat is right here. I do yoga all the time. I absolutely love it. I love meditating. I love combining both practices, meditating during or after a yoga session. I also have a Shakti mat that I use, which I think is really beneficial when I'm in the right state of mind. I find that meditation really helps me clear congested thoughts. So when my mind feels really, really busy with all of these thoughts that are self-critical, you're not running enough, they compare myself to others, people who are training harder for maybe the same race or marathon, or they're just completely pointless internal monologues that are so often pessimistic. Meditation really helps to be able to take those thoughts away, or at least categorize them. I actually pay a little bit extra out of pocket, even though it can be a little bit expensive, to go to a gym that has a sauna in, which is a space that I find really healthy and conducive to good meditation. Sometimes it's just about treating yourself to the right environment or the right space, to be in the right headspace, to allow yourself to not judge yourself for needing to recover. The fact that we can recover is amazing. Not to sound crazy, airy-fairy, oh my God, but actually the fact that you can heal as a human and get better from all sorts of crazy injuries is unbelievable. It's a testament to how amazing we are as humans, and how lucky we are to be able to be active, be hurt, and then be active again. So I try my best to show gratitude to the recovery process when I'm feeling better, as I'm getting better. I try and think in my head, you know what, I am getting better. And I can put markers on, 2 weeks ago, I felt pain going up the stairs and now I don't feel pain going up the stairs, or etc., etc. And those things can help as well. And it's not a race against yourself or anyone else to get fit, but just understanding that I am healing, I am getting better, I'm getting there, can be a really, really helpful thing, I find, in your road to recovery. Because a huge part of it is that often, like I set in my last video, a training plan, and I'm already struggling to be able to meet all of the running goals that I've set for that. I'm scared of, when I look at it, it's daunting, because all of a sudden I have to increase my mileage quite a lot, quite fast, to be able to stay on track, to run a fast marathon, to hit my goal. And it's this domino effect, and it escalates in your mind. It does the exact same thing. I hope that that's a relatable feeling. When you have this idea of what a training block or a training plan or your next marathon might look like, and all of a sudden an injury in the middle of that can derail everything and you have to just not do it. It's stressful, because you've worked for weeks, or you're gonna work for weeks, and you know that you might not be your best on marathon day, but ultimately you can only compare yourself to the experience that you live. So you're not comparing yourself to, me that didn't get that thigh injury, because that version of you doesn't exist. The only version of you that exists is you that does have that injury, and that's okay, because whatever achievement you make from that, even making it to the marathon start line, even being sensible enough to say, you know what, actually, I think I'll run my race a little bit later in the year, or I'll run my race next time round and I'll take some time off from running and let myself heal properly so this doesn't cause me long-term problems. That's the you that you are living and that you have to compare yourself with. So what you can do is deal with the hand that you're dealt in the best way. So be smart about it. See a physio. Obviously, it's really difficult. The wait times in the UK are really long to see physiotherapists at the moment, which is topical because the election's next week. But see a physiotherapist if you can. A lot of universities offer physiotherapy sessions for around £30 to non-university members. I've used that service before in Liverpool, John Moores University. I've used that service before and I find it really, really helpful. Obviously, £30 to spend when you're already frustrated can sometimes also be a bit frustrating, but it can go a long way to help you get a diagnosis for your injury and understand where that stands you in the long term. But it's not all doom and gloom. You will get better. You will run again. You will heal. And so just remember, as you get towards the last days of your injury, like I am now with my trusty shin, is just be patient and make sure you don't start running too soon. Just be careful. be mindful of the way your body's feeling, and get excited to run again, because you're in a position which felt so far away when you first got injured. And I want to leave it on an encouraging note, because I don't want this to feel like a dour topic. I understand that this can seriously affect people's mental health, and it does me when I pick up a serious injury, and as I have in the past, it really, really worms its way into your mind. But it's important to remember that you will heal, you will get better. You are so healthy as a runner, as a former runner, as someone who is even thinking about running. Having that mindset is already setting you apart and in a really good stead. So yeah, I hope that the at least, if nothing else, you can take from this video the solace of, I'm going through it as well. You know, I'm trying to do all the things that I talk about every day, and try and get better, learn more, understand myself more, and that's what this is about. I can only do the best I can with it and learn how to get stronger and potentially avoid those injuries, and then when I am injured, deal with them as good as possible in my head. So all that being said, hopefully I'm only a week or so away from being able to run again. I'm going to take it very easy, as I said. As I get back into running, I will not be upping my mileage like crazy, and I will hopefully be bringing you a video about my running as I come back to training. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to sharing that with you. I'm loving making videos at the moment, so I hope you enjoy this. Drop me a comment about this. I'd love to chat with you if you're going through the same experience. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.